Puchki, don't get under my feet. You'll get crushed under my feet, baby. This is my new baby here. Yeah. Hey there, welcome back to Wellness with Lajo. This time it's not so much about me, it's about my garden. In particular, the banana trees behind me, they are in distress and I'm trying to work towards their wellness now. Hey, what are you doing over here? So this kitten has actually stayed back with me. Her brother disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. And I think that kind of frightened her enough to want security in this place. This is the only home that she's known. Yeah, baby. Come here. Hey. From being a dog person, I've gone into being a cat mama too. Never thought I would be doing this. So, okay, talking about the bananas, something has been going wrong with the banana trees. I think since about a couple of months or so. The little tree here, let me try and show it to you in a minute here. The little tree, which is like about 4 feet tall, started to flower and it's got bananas. It's got one, I don't know, what do you call that? Basically, one row of bananas on the rack. And then it started to dry up. It just started to wilt, and not wilt completely, but the leaves going yellow. And the big tree over here also started getting yellowed leaves, which is normal. A few leaves here and there will dry up, of course, but all of a sudden there's just too much of leaves collapsing. There's another little pup which also completely collapsed, and that rang the bell for me, really. There's something wrong. On the other side, I'll show you there as well. See, there she is. She's low down here. I'm not a tall person, and yet this baby is like so low over here, and she's got these babies happening over here. It's not a normal thing at all. If you do grow bananas, if you have any knowledge about growing bananas, please share your knowledge with me in the comments below this video as well. I would really appreciate that. See this here? This is about all that this tree gave, but it should not have flowered. This is the tree which should have got the banana flower. Instead, it has been getting a lot of dried leaves. So I immediately did a little bit of research on the net and on YouTube too. And I found out there's some fungal infection that could possibly affect banana trees. That has actually been affecting banana farms, to farmers getting seriously affected since about a year. So that's supposedly fungal infection in the soil. That freaked me out totally. I mean, apparently they found a cure for that, which is using urea. And I do not use any kind of chemicals in my garden, of course, so I just have to go the organic way, finding my solutions, hoping that works. So there are a few things that I have done which seem to be working. They are helping the plants, like you saw the pup over here, the new pups that we've got coming up. I hope they do manage to survive and thrive also later. So, couple of things that went wrong with it earlier. To begin with, of course, we've had too much of rain this year, but you get rains every year. We get flooded. The garden gets flooded over here, and then it dries out, of course, because it's well drained. So immediately the flooding happens because there's just so much of rain coming in, and then it soaks in all the water. But we've had very cloudy days this year, so very, very little sun. I mean, they've been weeks together, we've had no sunlight. That is one thing that could possibly have affected it. Another thing that might have affected it also is the fact that I changed something in my cleaning pattern here. Let me tell you about this. So I make my own floor cleaning liquid. I have talked about this earlier as well. I haven't shown you the detail of how I make it, but I have mentioned it, of course, in quite a few videos as well. And I use neem and rita as part of the cleaning materials. Okay, what's Puchki up to? The neem water, the cleaning water, I put out into the garden because it is not chemical, and neem, of course, helps. It's always a good thing really for the garden too. It is antifungal, antiviral, lots and lots of other properties as well there. Yeah. So during the summer, of course, we give that water to the banana grove here because bananas need a lot of water during the summer, and just watering the plants also would not be enough for it. So I've been doing that for almost 10 years, and it's been really working well. This time, about a month ago, I stopped using the neem in my cleaning liquid. Yes. So I was doing just Rita, which worked fine for the house, but that's another thing possibly affecting this, possibly affecting my banana trees. The fact that they did not get any neem liquid, I don't know. It just might have been one of the things that affected it. As for the urea, I'm going for the natural source. Nothing better than mutra. That's the cow urine. I mean, we use cow manure in the garden. That's another thing I do have also. But right now, I don't think they need that at the moment. What is required is the urea. So I added just about 1 capful or about a teaspoonful of gomutra to a whole bucket of a bucket full of water, and we poured it right alongside the banana tree as well as the well, into the well also, and it is working. It is actually working. Fingers crossed. I hope my trees recover from this. I think they will. Let me show you some more. Yes, Puchki. So these are the long tomatoes which I had. I don't know how I would tell you this. They're the long ones. I'll put the name on the video. I can't really recollect right now. But I assumed that would also grow tall. I have this trellis out here for it. But it seems to be quite a small thing really, not growing tall. Unless it's roaming around, so we have to put this up tomorrow. So I checked on these tomatoes here. These are Roma tomatoes. I got the seeds on Amazon, and they're growing pretty well. They'll need to go up on the trellis here, but I'll need to shift the trellis because I didn't realize the tomatoes were coming up more onto this side. There's a problem with the potatoes though. I've been growing potatoes also in this bed here. For one thing, ever since we've got Puchki in the garden, her mother wasn't really that active. I mean, she didn't even train her kittens that well. She's been catching a lot of mice in the garden. I mean, initially I thought she was bringing them from outside and, stashing them in the garden. No chasing. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've got the huntress at work over here. Things that she brings into the garden. But our potatoes are being eaten up from inside the soil. So that's not something a cat would do. That is only something what a mouse would do. Something here I wanted to show you. I don't know who's done this. There's a potato sitting out in the corner over there. And these babies need to grow inside. Let's see. I hope I do get a decent harvest of potatoes. There's a bit of an issue going on with them. And this one needs to grow out here as well. Chiku needs to grow out well and give us some fruits this time. It's not been fruiting much ever since I got this tree. It kind of gives me 2 to 3 chikus every once in a while, not even every year. Maybe it's not getting the sunlight it requires because of this banana circle over here. Because these bananas keep giving out pups in this corner here. It's practically a grove over here, and I let them be. I'm not pulling out pups and replanting them anywhere else. As long as they're not eating up into each other's space, they're fine. This one, of course, is not doing well over here. Maybe I'll need to replant this, the custard apple. But then I have a big custard apple tree over here, which is also not giving me much of fruit. Anyway, this is something I wanted to tell you about here as well. Something else that has been fruiting really, really well. Let me show you. It's upstairs here. And see these babies here. Okay. Oi, Puchki. More baby. Okay. This is ripe. That's ripe too. Good. Figs. This on this branch here and further up here onto this one. It's here at the back and more over there and above and at the back there too. We're getting a good harvest of figs this time. More tomatoes up over here, and these are again the cherry tomatoes. They keep popping up. So that's good. I'm not complaining. And of course, yes, this is something that I have a bit too much of. In Hindi we know it as ajwain ke patte, but this is actually Cuban oregano. If I can dry it out, I'll have tons and tons of Cuban oregano to pass on. Aha, that's a lovely blue gokarna. I can never really remember the English name for it, but this blue flower actually makes very good tea. So yesterday for the Sera, Puchki, we had a fishy lunch actually at my brother's place. That's a Sindhi tradition for the Sera that we have. And I bagged the bones for her, of course. And she just loved it. She had such a party yesterday, and she's going to have some more today also, of course. So, where's she gone now? There you are. Oh my god, no, she's running around the garden. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you know what to do. If you liked it, let me know. And I want to hear from you too. Bye for now.